Namaskaram, Śrī Mātre Namaḥ. Let's begin. Om Shuklam Bharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Bhejapuragade Kshakarmakurajap Chakrabjapashotpala Vrayagrasvapishana Ratnakalashaif Prodhyatkaram Bhorvaham Deyo Vallabhaya Sapadmakaraya Ashlishto Jwaladbhushaya Vishwotpatti Vipatti Samsthitikaro Vignesha Ishtardadha Shrinathadiguruttrayam Ganapatim Pitatrayam Bhairavam Siddhaugam Vatukatrayam Padayugam Dhuti Kramam Mandalam Virandhyashtachaturshashtinavakam Veeravali Panchakam Shrimanmala Mantrarajasahitam Vande Gurur Mandalam Matharme Madhukaita Mahishaf Pranapaharodhyame Hela Nirmita Dhumra Lochanavadhe He Chandamundardini Nisheshe Kritarakta Bija Danuje Nitye Nishumbhapahe Shumbhadvansini Samhara Suduritan Durge Namaste Ambike Sarvam Shri Chandi Mahalakshmi Shri Padukam Pujayami Tarpayami Namaha Sadgurum Shri Padukam Pujayami Tarpayami Namaha. Welcome all of you for this new academic session. Those who have finished your first year, congratulations. And those who are joining for the first year, all the very best and welcome to Shri Chandi Tantra Mahavidyalaya. So today's session is going to be a kind of the previous year students, you will understand most of the things very easily. For the new students, it might be a bit tough, but you don't have to worry. All at the outset, I would say is attend the classes, do your assignments, and come at the end of the year. We have a very big program we will arrange. You come and participate. That's the only thing. Rest, if you understand or you don't understand, that is not going to make any big difference. I mean, whatever is going to happen in the orientation, all you need to do is be sincere, attend the classes, and progress from one step to the other. That's the outset of this orientation, which is going to be expanded in a PowerPoint presentation and explained in a very systematic manner. That's what it is going to be all about. Let's begin. So ours is a Mahavidyalaya, and we run it in a very systematic manner, as systematic as possible in terms of yearly program. Like a Gurukula is supposed to give guidance to a Vidyārthi for 12 years. That is what the Gurukula dimension is all about. And in the same pattern here, also we have evolved into a Gurukula system. That's the reason we call it as a Mahavidyalaya. So now presently the foundation series is taking place, and the foundation course is actually for 2 years in the Mahavidyalaya. And every year this foundation will be repeated, and those who are traveling to the next levels, they are taken to the next dimensions actually. And that's the reason we call it academic year, because every year we take in students and we progress the courses, we give assignments, we give exams, and conduct what is called as the practicals. Practicals is all about whatever you have learned through the online experiences. You get a space to come and practice. So it's just like a school. The only thing is that, as my guru used to say, the school which we went when we were younger, it was all for, he will show his tummy, which means what? That was to actually work out on the tummy, which means what? For bua, for the reasons for bua. But now you are in a school for your heart, actually. That is the only difference. So now you're going to study for actual education, is all about enlightenment. So this, our Mahavidyalaya, is nothing but a space to enlighten ourselves actually. And if I have to talk about the principles of Mahavidyalaya, it is very simple. Learning as a sadhana, learning in itself is a sadhana. Discipline, dedication, and devotion. That sadhana is nothing but or the learning is nothing but discipline, dedication, devotion. This is what is the fees that we're all paying actually. This is what is actually asked as Guru Dakshina in this Vidyalaya. Knowledge, practice, and transformation. That is, when you're involving in this learning and when there is a commitment, the commitment which is in terms of the discipline, the dedication and devotion, definitely there is a transmission of knowledge that is taking place. There is a practice in place, and that is definitely going to lead to what is called as transformation. And this is all about the journey which begins from here. So if I have to expand in a very organizational sensibility about the vision and mission of our Mahavidyalaya, the vision is all about, of course, learning is the foundation here. So therefore, when we are talking about learning, it is all about the scaffolding of all the scriptures in a very systematic manner in terms of a space in a dedicated classroom space, which is called as the reading and learning dimensions. So definitely we want to preserve the authenticity of the scriptures, the bhashyams that have been given by our bhashyakaras, that is our acharyas, the revered saints in our Shakta traditions, particularly what they have spoken, what is the life that they have expected us to lead, and how we are going to do amidst everything that we have, leading a perfect professional and a personal life, and also how we are going to evolve as sadhakas. This is purely the vision, and that vision is converting into a mission where to guide every sincere seeker in Shastra and as disciplined practice and a guru-centered based Gurukula-based learning model where step by step everything is transmitted in a very systematic manner to the one who is dedicated, who is committed to this knowledge actually. Therefore, the objectives are very simple: authentic scriptural learning, academic excellence, practical spiritual training, and which is definitely going to bring in what is called as the change in your personality or the character development. And the uniqueness, if I have to present, most of you would be knowing, we follow the traditional Gurukula values. But yet we maintain the academic structure, the modern academic structure in terms of the online digital classroom. There is a digital repository of materials that we give you. There is a way we involve in the systematic learning that we ask you to write reflections and assignments and examinations, and it goes through that pattern which we are just going to explain further, and which is all about you are back to your student life. You might be coming from very distant backgrounds. We have students from being doctors and engineers to scientists to you name, they are here actually. But you are here treated as a student. No other identity you have. Whether you are a male, female, whether you're coming from a particular caste, you are coming from whether you have money or whether you don't have money, we are not bothered about anything. We are just bothered, are you here as a student? Are you here with the mindset of learning? Are you committed? Are you willing to follow the rules, the system and the simple rules of Mahavidyalaya and wanted to learn? If that's the case, you are the right person to learn, and you will be loved to learn, and you will be evolved in a very beautiful manner through guidance. So let us look in detail about this Gurukula model. The Gurukula model has four foundational bases when it comes to learning as a sacred commitment. That is, learning as a lifelong process which is rooted in discipline, sincerity, and consistency and reverence. I am repeatedly telling this because this is something very, very important to sustain until the last moment of learning, actually. This is very, very important. And that is going to lead to what is called as consistency, and which is going to lead to what is called as the growth and transformation, and which in a systematic sense, every Vidyārthi, that is a student, is supposed to have 5 definite characters or personality or something that they need to follow. Is all about respect towards the learning, daily practices that you will be asked to do, commitment, humility, and discipline. And this is definitely going to lead to what is called as the knowledge is not just the information, because today's world is full of information. There's a lot of people who write on my article, thank you for the information. I just smile actually. There's so much of information that I feel that there are much better people who give information than me. But how that information is converting into knowledge, and that knowledge converting into what is called as understanding, and that understanding is converting into practice, and that practice is converting into what is called as experience, and that experience is ultimately going to bring in what is called as transformation, which is very, very important. And this is not a magic, students. This needs time, this needs evolution actually. And this can happen in a very systematic manner. Classes, learning, reflections, and the way we are just trying to do it. So, how is that we are preserving the authenticity here? You know, as I said, Guru approved teachings. Whatever I am teaching, it is not that I am giving it out of my contemplations. Please understand. I am not, we are using authentic text sources to explain actually. It's not that I invented something here and that I'm telling you to do it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Nothing is that I invented. I don't even do that. And that is not the right way to do it. What is the teachers in the traditions done? What are the scholars within the tradition they are talking about? What is the evolution of the Guru Parampara? You know, and as a teacher now, based on the time, circumstances, and evolution, how I can teach, that is my responsibility. But that doesn't mean that I am inventing something out of my own whims and fancies and telling. So, Guru approved teaching means what? It is centered within the approved framework of the Shastra. The Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. This is what is the foundation actually. It's not that I invented some kind of a new yoga, I invented some kind of a new mantra, I invented a new technique, and I'm asking you to do it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Or I am not saying here that, you do this magic is going to happen. Lalita Sahasranama, 30 days of transformation. I'm not promising any of these things here actually. What the tradition has given to us, and how the tradition needs to be followed, and how the tradition needs to be understood, and how the tradition can be preserved, is what the teachings is all about. And that is definitely going to bring in all kinds of saubhagyam, all kinds of mangalam, and with the idea of vimukti, mukti, moksham, shripuram, everything is guided and awarded there actually. The only thing is that, as I said, it needs what is called as that commitment towards this knowledge actually, which is very important. This is not a prayoga shastra. Prayoga shastra means what? I have some kind of problem, therefore I want to get rid of it, and you give me some solution. That is not our Mahavidyalaya. Let me be very clear on it. We are here for Atma Karam. Atma Vidya, Mahavidya, Shri Vidya, Kama Sevita, Shri Shodashakshari Vidya, Trikuta, Kama Kotika. So that is the foundation here actually. We totally empathize with our students with all the trouble, that the difficulties, and all the pain they undergo in their life. And for that reason, we perform a lot of upasana. We pray, offer prayers to Jagannath, everything. But here we don't provide what is called as instant solutions through these learning, and we don't promise that. Let us go with the process of our karma. Let us go with the process of jnana. Let us go with the process of seva. And let us do all these things in a very safe manner. The safe practices. Safe practices means that is approached, that is approved by the Shastras, that is approved by the teachers, that is approved by the traditions. Let us follow that, which is very important. And for that, what we do, approved study material. When I'm talking about approved study material, Lalita Sahasranamam, the Trishakti Upasana, the Saundarya Lahari, Devi Mahatmyam, and everything is, they are approved text by the traditions, by the parampara. And we have adopted them, particularly in this semester, and we are going to teach them in a very systematic manner. And how confusions means here, what I mean is actually that we are channelizing the path actually. We are here to create more troubles for you. You have already had a very troubled life, not maybe in this janma, like we have so many janmas, and we had a troubled life. And this study is supposed to bring peace. This study is supposed to bring in what is called as an holistic inner self identity with your own self, actually. Though we have a discipline, we have a structure that is to put you in practice, not to bring stress to you. Rather, this learning should de-stress you actually. So that is what I mean by avoiding confusion. And all these rules and regulations that I lay on everybody is that so that you remain within the parameters of learning and you don't go outside the parameters. Because the moment you go outside the parameter, then the entire structure gets broken actually. So that's the reason we have these rules and regulations to follow, whatever the foundational rules and regulations we have in our Mahavidyalaya, so that the study goes in a very systematic manner. And academic integrity is something very important, and that faithfulness, that faithfulness towards the Shastra, towards the teacher, towards the classes is something very important. Therefore, the teacher, authentic knowledge, disciplined practice, right understanding, and which is going to lead to transformation. So let's look into how we have evolved this academic structure. The academic structure here has four broader visions or four broader pedagogical way I have developed. One is theory, chanting, revision, and practical application. Okay, so it's not that you are just going to keep on do some chanting. It's not that you're going to keep on doing some theorizing. It's not that you're going to keep on doing some pujas. It's a combination of everything. That's the reason we are called to be a Mahavidyalaya. You understand? Everything is given to you together in a very systematic manner. And how we are doing this? Weekly classes, live classes, chanting sessions, theory classes, revisions, practice sessions, and then reflective sessions. So it goes in a systematic manner where I will be there to see growth, because the teacher is supposed to go hand in hand to see the growth of the student. And ultimately, as we are talking about that change, that transformation, that is to evolve in a very systematic manner. So therefore, consistent learning and regular practices are the twin principles along with reflections, which is very important in our Mahavidyalaya. So let me come to the academic programs. What is the structured curriculum that we are offering this academic year, which is going to start on the Guru Purnima day, which is day after tomorrow? Foundations, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati. They are the foundation. See, in today's time, people want to do so many different things, but they don't even know Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. They are they are the foundation from where everything is starting actually. So we are focusing there, which is called as a Trishakti Upasana. And the foundation to foundation, as far as our Mahavidyalaya is concerned, is Devi Mahatmyam actually. So learning Devi Mahatmyam is primary. So Devi Mahatmyam and the Trishakti Upasana foundations. Advanced programs are Saundarya Lahari, Shri Vidyārthi, and Shri Vidya Stotra Mala and Lalita Sahasranama Bhashya. Here, when I'm talking about advanced program, here what it means is that though Saundarya Lahari, Shri Vidya Stotra Mala, it will go systematic in terms of word by word, the explanation and everything will be given. Lalita Sahasranama, word by word explanation will be given, but maybe we will not do the chanting because the last semester we have already taught how to chant it actually. So when we are teaching, we might not do the word by word syllabification to chant, but we will be looking into word by word meaning. So where what is expected there is that the learners have a what is called as a foundational understanding of chanting the Lalita Sahasranama actually. Though we will focus, but not to the extent of going through each and every word we might not do in Lalita Sahasranama actually. That is what is the meaning here. And the scriptural study is all about Srimad Devi Bhagavatam Moolam Parayanam, the structured chanting that will evolve through learning the foundation courses, and guided reflections in terms of how you have the time to time assignments and the reflections which I asked you to write. So I understand how each student is trying to respond to the classrooms. And then the practical application that yearly once or twice, whenever you can meet and participate and practice what you've learned, it's going to make you feel better. You all that learning that you have done, it happens in a systematic manner that you have learned is going to be reflected in practice. So that is what is ultimately the complete segment of the transformation. So now moving forward, the learning schedule, if we look into it, Monday, Devi Mahatmyam. Tuesday, Lalita Sahasranama Bhashya. Lalita Sahasranama Bhashya and Saundarya Lahari, in a way, already it has started if you have been attending the bridge courses actually. And Wednesday is the Trishakti Upasana, that is the Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati Foundation courses. And Friday, we have the Sri Vidya theories, and then Sri Vidya Stotras will be a part. It's a combination of both the theories and the stotras. And Saturday will be the Devi Bhagavata Moola Parayana Shravanam actually. This is also continuing from the previous semester. So wherever we stopped, from there we will be continuing. So all the classes will be happening from 9 to 10 IST actually. And this is the timetable we will follow. Saundarya Lahari, if I have to say, for example, how the classes will happen is, if week one was all about syllabification and explaining the yantra and explaining the overall how to chant the verses, the second week of that will be the bhashyam actually, the explanation of the verses that we covered in terms of the chanting. So that way we will be doing weekly courses, and all these courses are expected to be completed by latest by March 2027 actually. 2027 the courses will be finishing, and in the month of May you will be having your graduation ceremony. After the courses will complete in May, final examinations will happen for all the courses that you have attended. I'll tell about the exams further, and then we will have the program actually. I hope it is clear to all of you, the class schedule actually. The next slide. So most of you are already here, I guess. These are our textbooks. The repository is already there, available. The Lalita Sahasranama Stotram, the Trishakti Upasana, and the Saundarya Lahari textbooks are already there. English, Tamil, Sanskrit, Kannada, and Telugu materials are already published. You're supposed to take nice printouts with a good paper quality and spiral bind the text materials. Durga Saptashati, you are supposed to buy textbooks, and we have mentioned our prescribed publications, which is better in terms of that Guptavati is what we actually use. So we would prefer you to buy those texts. And the Sri Vidya Stotra Mala, we will be starting with theory, and later part of the semester, in the mid of the semester only, we will be starting with the chanting courses in the Sri Vidya Stotram. So that is that textbook alone we will be publishing later. Srimad Devi Bhagavatam also you can buy from some good publications. Um, those who are still looking forward to buying. So the text materials, you are supposed to keep all the text materials ready for day after tomorrow to begin your classes actually. So this is the core theme of our Mahavidyalaya. If we have to talk about the academic leadership, um, You all know me, the founder of this Mahavidyalaya, and I'm the principal of the school. And then the very immediately after me will be Acharya Shri Tarunima, very senior student in the school. And after Tarunima, it is Isha. Isha is the one who prepared these slides. So with all humility, she had put herself in the behind, I guess. But after Tarunima, she's the one who's there in the position. And then Sri Lakshmi Kala, the examinations in charge, and Vidyārthi Kashi Vishwanath ji, our senior faculty member. So this is the core faculty team, the senior faculty team who will be taking classes, including me. I'll be taking classes, and there's a lot of background work they do to run this system of Mahavidyalaya. And this year, so interestingly, last year, those who have studied this year, they will be contributing, being assistant faculties in the Mahavidyalaya, and they will be undergoing special training in teaching, sadhana, and a lot of other guidance and practices. So Vidyārthis, Sandhya Saptasagar, assistant faculty, and will be managing the Kannada part of the all the work of the repository, the documentations, and everything. Vidyārthi Senthil Kumar, assistant faculty for Tamil language and other aspects of the classroom practices and administrative responsibilities. And Vidyārthi Jayalakshmi Hegde is the assistant faculty who will be dealing with English language and English language documentation and other aspects of the work. And Jyoti Garlapati is the assistant faculty in relation to Telugu language and documentation and teaching and other aspects of the Mahavidyalaya administrative work. And Vidyārthi Gayatri Shamsundar is assistant faculty and helping to teach, and particularly with the Hindi department, she will be working very closely with all the aspects of the Mahavidyalaya administration. And one individual we missed here is Vidyārthi Raghavendra, who's the administrative assistant of our Mahavidyalaya, who will be uh, dealing with all the administrative aspects of work in the Mahavidyalaya administration. And moving forward, we have the special learning opportunities beyond the classroom, how we actually do it. We have monthly guest lectures. Monthly guest lectures are mostly by senior students because they come and talk about their years of experience of sadhana within our Mahavidyalaya, and also sadhakas from outside practicing. We invite them to talk on various topics. And even I do take beyond the classrooms, we have what is called as a sadhaka series. And a lot of students have been benefited through those sadhaka series sessions where we conduct practical insights of being a sadhaka and how to manage life, living, family, career, aspirations, money, and so many things. Like we talk on those dimensions, and we want to connect in a much more easy manner, because I don't want to keep thinking that, like you all to think that okay, yeah, like some people are gifted there, therefore they are able to do the sadhana and everything, but whereas I am not gifted, I'm with a lot of challenges. Everybody is with their own challenges, and we all sail in the same boat. So these guest lectures are very special because they connect us with the practitioners actually. So we understand that they also were like us, and they also underwent the same aspects of life and everything, and they are still continued. They continued. So it's a kind of journey, and we connect with that journey. And moving forward, our own students will also be joining those who are evolving in a beautiful manner. We will also ask them to, we will invite them to speak. That is also in space, and we will be the seniors, those who have completed the previous years of learning, they will also be invited, as I told you all. So they will also be speaking. And the second thing is special workshops. This we try to do it as much as possible, because the online system of workshops are not that very effective. If I have to outrightly tell, for example, if we have to do a workshop on healing, well-being, or karmic cleansing, or aura therapy, all these things we can do it in different ways, or the Matruka Akshara, learning the Matruka Aksharas, or Shri Chakra, understanding the foundations of Shri Chakra. So many things we do, but But how much we are going to do online, that I keep working on, and we try to give that kind of a space, and we work on it. And then festival-based learning sessions are also there actually. Like for example, just now we had Varahi Navratri, so we had the guided Upasana for all of you that took place. For Varalakshmi Vratam, we will again have a guided Upasana where we will be where students who are interested to do Mahalakshmi Puja, we will organize a Mahalakshmi Puja, and then students can perform Mahalakshmi Puja. Durga Navaratri, there's no doubt in Durga Navaratri we will be performing Laksharchana. Durga Navaratri Laksharchana pujas will be happening, and Durga pujas we will be conducting. So like this, so many festival-based online guided practices. We, in a very simple and effective manner, we do engage our students and students community to actually involve with very simple samagris, and involve with the divine in terms of communication. So that also we do. And scriptural discussion forums, like there's a lot of interactive sessions with special, I mean, students who have come to certain levels. We do invite them, and we ask them to present their learnings or findings, or their questions, or any of their doubts. And we do have these Shastra Vicharam that we call. We do have these aspects. And beyond that, we have online guided Upasana sessions. It's more than the Upasana sessions, that festival-based learning is there, but guided Upasana, more than the Upasana, individual, every monthly, I meet students, those who have having committed attendance and reflections they have written the assignments. Every month, in the starting, we ask them to book appointments where they can meet me personally over an online time for 15-20 minutes, and they can discuss about the progress of their learning, or what they find difficulty, or whether they need some kind of special help, or if there is anything else they would like to discuss. We do have that kind of a forum also, because it's not that it's always one way communication, but I also would love to listen to the students. But as I said, only those who are learning actually. A kind of, I don't give any kind of astrological consultation or very healing consultation, and all. I don't do. Only those who study, they can talk. It's very simple. If you're not studying, you cannot talk. So if you study, you can come and talk to me. I can help you in your studies. Very simple. Next. So this is something, the fun part for me, apart from the teaching aspects. Every month, because it's a school and we should have activities related to the school, and we just had the Shastrartha Sabha, which was just got finished, and most of you enjoyed the process. So now the next one is also announced. We have the essay writing competition coming up, and then the next month after that, we have an extempore, and then we have elocution, we have quiz, and during the Navaratri, we have arts and creative competitions is also coming up. And then chanting competition. If there are any chanting that we prescribe and you come and chant in the particular manner, we ask you. So like, and scriptural presentations. So like this, we have every month we have various activities coming up. And for the essays writing also, there's a lot of students who have already applied. We are reviewing the applications, and it is on the process. So you have a lot of space to express yourself actually, within the dimensions of religiosity and scriptural learning, within the dimensions of the Mahavidyalaya learning, Mahavidyalaya system of the ecosystem of learning. There's a lot of opportunities to learn, and this is exclusive for our students. And those who are actually going to be selected, those who are going to win, those who will be recognized, they will be given prizes during the Mahavidyalaya graduation ceremony, which will happen in the month of May 2027, actually. So the next. So now this is something very important. We are entering into the teaching methodology. So basically, I'm a teacher, and I teach, and I train teachers. I hold Cambridge University qualifications to teach, and that's the reason I could develop this Mahavidyalaya also in that particular way of teaching in a very modern way, the scriptures to be taught in a very modern sense. So that's the reason you see a lot of combination activities, the theory, the systematic study of the scriptures that is coming into existence, and then you have the assignments and assessments, and you have the chanting aspects, where you are very specifically taught according to the sampradaya, according to the paddhati, how to chant. We give you that kind of classes, that kind of orientation. And then we have what is called as a practical reflections, that from all the classes that you learn, how is that you understanding, and how you evolve, and how it is shaping your thoughts. And then the reflective sessions, in terms of the understanding that is evolving for you from the learning, which is the teaching and the learning methodology of our Mahavidyalaya. And this is very core actually. And if you see already, of you have written the June month assignments have been already submitted. It is in the process, and corrections are going on, and you will be receiving your feedback very soon. So, and now that the classes are going to start in a very systematic manner, you have the timetable every month. In the starting of in the month end, you will have the timetable, like the next 30 days. What is the schedule? You already know the schedule, but the schedule will talk about what we are going to teach actually. Like for an example, in Devi Mahatmyam, these chapters will be covered. In Saundarya Lahari, these mantras will be covered. In Lalita Sahasnama, these namas will be covered. So like that, a very elaborate timetable will be given, so that you know what is that we are teaching, and which faculty is going to handle, and how the teaching is going to take place. That kind of a timetable will be published in our community, so that you know every month the schedule will be happening in this particular manner. And when we are talking about the schedule, as I said, the classes are happening at 9 to 10. But if it is important, and if I'm teaching something extra, we might have a separate class also, which will be mostly during 8 to 9 actually. If there is additionally, I'm going to teach some text. For example, if it is the time of Navaratri and I want to teach a few, for example, the way you learned for Varahi, we taught certain texts like the Varahi Stavam, Anugrahashtakam, Nigrahashtakam, Varahi, Ashtotra Satanamavali, and all these texts. So similarly for Durga, if I decide to teach something extra, and I will not disturb our regular timetable. So I will conduct special classes, separate classes, which will be from 8 to 9, and you are supposed to attend those classes actually. So it's all about I am willing to teach. It's all about you should be willing to learn. That's the only thing actually. And if it is near to the graduation, for example, like year is coming to an end, and like any lazy teacher, I did complete the syllabus, for example, I might conduct extra classes actually, and I will expect that you come to the classes and you attend. But that is not going to happen, because we have very systematically, we have channelized all these classes. As I told you, it is all expected to end by the March, the if not the second week of the March, the third week of the March. The entire syllabus have to complete all this particular year that we are going to teach. But if at all, if it is needed, I might take extra classes out of my pure swatantrata. I will do that, and I'm expecting you to attend those classes also. Thank you. But the best part is that we have the YouTube recordings, and that is one of the best way our Mahavidyalaya has evolved over these years. If I have to tell you, when students like Tarunima and Isha and all, when they learned, there were no recordings. Let me tell you, if they miss the class is gone. That's it. Like that, I've taught for many many years. So many things are already lost in that actually. Nothing was recorded, so nothing is available perhaps. So now that the YouTube is there, the recordings are there, so you can go and revisit those recordings. And those who are missing the classes, or our international students from various other time zones you are learning, so please learn from the recordings and let me know that you are learning. That keeping in touch is very important. Keeping in touch means you cannot send me a personal voice WhatsApp message. Actually, the other day I'm getting a WhatsApp message from some student I don't even know, saying, "Hi Guruji, can you please accept my LinkedIn profile? I've given you a friend request in LinkedIn." So that is not the commitment that is not the kind of communication that can happen here. You understand what I'm trying to say? In LinkedIn, I'm a very different person. I am a professional there. I have certain professional people working with me. So that's a very different space I work in actually. So I have nothing to do with my students there in LinkedIn actually. So we should know how to communicate actually, how to maintain those communications. We will come to that shortly actually. Anyway, So this is all about the teaching methodology, and we will stick on to this teaching methodology. Next. So, what is our faculty and administration we are supposed to do here? Together within our learning journey, we are, of course, I do not have to say that, like, we have a committed teaching faculty who are willing to evolve through the dimensions of teaching, seva, and sadhana. Academic guidance and mentorship is also the second dimension. Those who are really progressing in the sadhana, they do need interpersonal guidance, which we are doing. As I told you again and again, if you show the commitment, we are ready to take you to the next levels actually. Student support and administration is very much a part of it. You know that we all run students help. We are not professional. We don't hire any professionals here for any aspect of the work. Everything is managed by students and the volunteers we involve in, and therefore there is a very structured communication we have, and therefore we focus on what is called as commitment to academic and spiritual growth, which is very important, and that alone will bring in what is called as the sadhana and seva together. So the code of conduct, which is very important for any student actually, what is that we are expecting? The first and the foremost thing is attendance. You should have minimum of 95% of attendance by the year end, so that we understand that you have understood a lot of things. 95% of it, if not 90%. Second, punctuality. When the class is starting at 9 o'clock, means I expect students to log in by 8:55 itself, because that's the time we open the channels actually. We open the Google Meet, I mean the Zoom classes and everything. Some of you log in by 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, like everybody is having excuses, but you have committed to learn and you should show that commitment and you should demonstrate it, which is very important actually. So that punctuality, everything I count actually, even the small, you might think that there are hundreds who are in the class, but when it comes to your individual evaluation, I will tell everything that this is what you have done, this is what you have done, therefore this is the outcome of this. So punctuality is something very important in the class. And camera policy, if you want to be recognized as a student, if you want to know, if as a teacher I should know that you are learning, then know who are you. I should know your name, I should see your faces, I should see your writing. You don't do anything, and at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you are coming and asking why I am not getting mantra diksha, why I am not taken into special classes, why this is not happening to me, that is not happening to me, means it is because of your code of conduct you are not getting it. Very simple. So I should be knowing my students. I know a lot of students regularly, they write on Facebook as reflection. So I know by name actually, though I would have not seen them in person, but I know them by name. And sometimes I look forward for their reflections actually. Okay, they will be writing, so will be reflecting, I'll be commenting. So that is a way you can evolve to make what is called as your identity. Like hundreds are studying here, no doubt, but you make your mark with your systematic presence, with your systematic approach towards the study actually. So, you go to the next levels, because not that every 100 is going to go to the next level. Let me tell you, I've been teaching from since 2017. I've been learning from age 5, so I have seen how things evolve actually. So if you wanted to really go through this process, then you don't miss the process. What is the process? You do it in a very systematic manner. Zoom etiquette, respectful communication. Hi, Guruji. Writing. So you forget about the Guruji also. You write to the, how do you address to the teacher? How do you address the Mahavidyalaya? Some of them write to the communication email as if they are writing to to some kind of what is called the customer care. We don't run a customer care. We have not employed any customer care executives. They are 24 bar 7. They are here to answer and all. So you should really think, to write this question, there is somebody who's going to leave their work and they are going to respond, either me or Isha or whosoever it is. They are going to give up their work, either their sadhana, their professional commitment or personal commitment to answer you. So you should be very clear on why you are writing actually. What is that you are writing? I hope it is very clear to you actually. So that respect communication is very important. And for that, the first and the foremost thing is this: you might be having hundreds of WhatsApp communication groups, but this you if you are going to treat as one among the group, then it is very difficult. You should have the habit of reading things properly. You should have the habit of following the classroom instructions properly. Then things will settle down eventually. A lot of who doesn't have English as their first language, but have studied so well over these years, I have seen, because of their commitment. There are people who are so good in English, they don't read anything. They simply keep writing, taken for granted. They keep writing emails. What is this? What is that? I didn't get material. My phone got, completely, erased. So I lost the material. Can you send the material again to me? So these are all extra work, extra burden, in fact, not even work. So you should really think, why should we help you to do this? Because I don't want to say that we are doing it for free. Actually, when things are given in this particular manner, you should also know how to value it. Actually, just taking for granted. The moment I feel somebody is taking for granted, that impression is there, then everything is lost. Actually, this person is taking things for granted. So don't do that. Actually, so this is something very important as a student. And classroom discipline, simply sitting like this and listening, simply sitting, say, watching as if some kind of entertainment program is happening, whereas there are other students who keep taking notes, who keep writing notes. After the class, they write an email to me sometimes, this is what I have understood, this is what I have done, so I every student is a student. I do understand. I don't judge, but at least we have what is called as a face value of what we are trying to do actually. The digital etiquette in terms of maintaining a professional online dynamics, in terms of appearance, we expect you to appear properly, at least you be in casuals, that is absolutely fine, but be particularly your costumes and your posture, the way you sit and the way you keep the camera in space. All these small things are also considered to be very important within the digital gurukula space actually. And the last but not the least, learning with humility is very important, because already we are drowning with a lot of ego, and many of us have so much of ego that we are not even ready to accept that we suffering with ego. Let this knowledge doesn't become an egoistic factor actually. If this knowledge is going to become ego, then we cannot go anywhere further actually. So that humility, Vidya tatadi vinayaha. That is what Shastram is saying. Vidya should give vinayam. Vinayam means what? Humility. So pray for that humility every moment. It's not that, and this aham bhavam should not come. That I have learned, I know it. That is something not the right way of learning and moving further actually. So these small things are very important. But at the same time, genuinely there is a doubt, genuinely there is a need of a help, genuinely you were a part of this system and you feel that you need help, you need guidance, don't even hesitate to write to us, to write to me. Students have known, night 10, 11 o'clock also I have given calls to students to talk to them when they have written they were in some trouble, there were some issues or whatever it is. But if I'm calling at that point of time to talk to them, because of why? Because they have shown that kind of a commitment, they have shown that kind of an eagerness towards the Mahavidya, towards Amma. So that is something very important. So the more you are going to involve yourself, you don't even have to ask for anything. Everything will come to you. That is what is Mahavidya all about, actually. You don't have to ask for anything. You don't have to think about anything. You just be in space. I might not recognize you. The Mahavidyalaya might not recognize you, but Amma is watching. Amma is watching you. She will recognize you. She will guide you. She will take you further. What you need to do, she will definitely do it. I might also do error at the end of the day, because even I am a human, but she will not do any error. So you don't have to worry at all. You don't have to crave, you don't have to think, whether all these things are going in the right direction or not. You just follow what it is said. It will go in the right dimension. That's it. The next. The do's and the don'ts of Mahavidyalaya. The do's, academic interaction is only within the Mahavidyalaya platforms. No personal socialization through official groups. No social media friend request or follow request to me or any of the faculty members. I've already received a lot of friend requests, Facebook, Instagram, and all. Let me tell you, I don't even, except for this Mahavidyalaya work that I do, I don't involve in anything else as far as the social media is concerned. So please don't give friend request and follow up personal messages in WhatsApp, Facebook, and other spaces to me or to any of the Mahavidyalaya faculty members. They are all considered to be offensive from the Mahavidyalaya point of view. We might even rusticate students if they are doing this actually. And apart from the regulated groups where we are supposed to have discussions, apart from that, outside, nobody is supposed to contact anybody for any particular specific reasons for discussion. The only person who can receive official WhatsApp communication is the Mahavidyalaya official WhatsApp communication. Apart from that, you are supposed to write only emails actually. No personal messages, no whatsoever, no personal messages. Definitely, we will not entertain. That's the reason some of you have sent me personal messages. I have not responded actually. We follow the rules. I have laid the rules, so I first follow the rules. No personal WhatsApp messages at all in personal numbers, though we use WhatsApp as a medium of communication, but that is not used for interpersonal communication. Let me be very clear on this actually. Official communications are only allowed, particularly the first year students. No communication at all. We want to see whether you are studying here, whether you are committing to the classes, you know because it is just one button away to exit and to go away to some other places. And also, like, we want to see first commitment before we actually involve in a talk. After 1 or 2 years of entire study only, we have actually landed up having communication with the senior students, actually we're looking into their commitment. So things will not happen very quickly. At least a minimum of 8 to 12 months of timeline is there in terms of checking your credibility towards learning. And also, you will also get a comfortable space to understand me as a teacher, the entire system of Mahavidyalaya, and everything, how we are progressing. So please be very sure about your communication and discipline. Maintaining confidentiality and professional boundaries are very much important to sites. I know which are the, see, when people say that, like, they don't want to communicate in Facebook, they don't want to on Facebook because everybody's going to look, their relatives be saying, their profession will be saying. I really get this kind of a doubt. And these are the very same people, they will say that I came to Mahavidyalaya looking into the comments that people are writing there, actually, all the comments that goes on the post actually. See, to run a Mahavidyalaya, that to a Tantra, Chandi Tantra Tantra is, all the controversies that people hold against Tantra and everything, and when we are trying to run this kind of a very transparent system where we are trying to commit towards learning, commit towards the Mahavidyalaya modes of Gurukula mode of learning and everything, it is equally your commitment also to show that here things are happening in the right dimension and you are learning in the right space. So somebody telling to me that, writing in Facebook, I feel very, not very comfortable. I am, first of all, not comfortable with that at all, actually, because we are not doing anything here which is not making people uncomfortable, actually. That is something very outrightly I'm putting to people here. You are learning here, you are learning a proper Vidya, and here things are very systematic. Nothing is, so-called tantric here, that we are doing something, whatever is running in your mind, that is, nothing is there. You are learning, you are coming to the classes, you are writing reflections, and that is taken forward. That's the only thing. And more than the reflections, writing emails to me, I know which are the emails that needs to be considered private, which is something very personal, and which are the emails that to be addressed through the administration of the Mahavidyalaya. Actually, that much of the I have, actually. So maintaining that professional boundaries and the professional communications, and how building up the Mahavidyalaya as a systematic space, not just for you, even for the next rounds of people who want to learn. We should have a kind of a gen space. That is what we are trying to build. That is what is we are trying to evolve. Because if you are learning here, considering the fact that you are learning here for the last 2 months, 3 months, or 1 year, or more than 1 year, and if you really think this is the space, it is your duty also to exhibit that right space to others, because everything is happening in social, that it's happening in a secret space. The classes are happening in an open space. The classes are conducted in YouTube. The classes are conducted through WhatsApp communications. We don't restrict anybody, it's not a closed group we conduct. So it is your responsibility to show that the Mahavidyalaya is a genuine space of learning, actually. We are committed to learn, and you are learning, and this is what is happening. And that is also a part of your duty, your commitment towards the Mahavidyalaya. So that is the reason we ask these reflections in a way that connects the student community, and also it connects how genuinely we are doing here, how genuinely the teaching and the learning system is evolving, that we wanted to show to the larger world, actually. So writing reflections are definitely a very important part of it. The next, academic expectations, assignments, daily practices of whatever the syllabus is getting completed, maintaining correct pronunciation standards in chanting, participating actively in all the sessions, and preparing for assessments and examinations and submitting it on time, and striving for continuous improvement. Every moment should be an improvement space for each one of you. Though remember, it is a classroom space. Everybody is learning and evolutions, and sometimes we do appreciate a lot of people. We do have what is called as recognizing excellence. That doesn't mean that recognizing excellence is only for this knowledge. Recognizing excellence can come through any different dimension as far as Mahavidyalaya is concerned. Number one. Number two, as a teacher, I am connected to a learner, individual learner. Though we are teaching in a group, but if the individual learner is so committed, is learning, has been attending the classes, might not be able to chant as well as somebody else, but that doesn't mean that the commitment has gone completely waste. I know as a teacher how to channelize that commitment and take that commitment into what is called as sadhana, actually. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you don't have to judge yourself. You don't have to fix marks for yourself. It's my duty. I will do it. And let me tell you, I don't judge. I evaluate. No teacher can judge. When Jagannatha herself is not judging, who am I to judge? So I am just evaluating. As a teacher, I'm supposed to evaluate, and I will evaluate with all the ways and means of fairness, actually. The next, how the student progress is actually evaluated. Continuous observation and participation, as I told you until now, how we are continuously observing you and how you're to participate. Assignment evaluation, chanting assessments, attendance and punctuality, faculty feedback, half yearly examination, annual examination, semester, annual report card, actually. This is the way it happens, actually. Here, I would like to say one thing to those students, those who are not going to attend live classes from different time zones. Even you have to make sure that you are completing your evaluations, assignments, and get it evaluated every month, so that we know that you are attending the classes regularly. And also, you are supposed to give what is called as an attendance in the YouTube, so that we know that regularly that you have listened to the classes and you have learned from the sessions. And report card is something that very important from the Mahavidyalaya point of view, because after 2 years the report card will only actually speak what is your growth as far as the learning is concerned. So academic performance, attendance record, faculty feedback, the chanting progress, assignment performances, areas of improvement, and individual growth and development, everything is tracked for those who are attending the classes regularly. So how this graduation ceremony unfolds. So there is an academic report. Chanting excellence is noted. Competition awards for the various competitions that we conduct. Reflections and publications. We also publish. We have portals, Blogspot and other portals where we publish students' articles. Also, it's not that only my articles get published. Even students' articles also get published in our Facebook, Blogspot, even in some magazines. Planning to in this particular academic session, we are planning to send them to on mag and other space where students' genuine work will be published. Creative excellence and recognitions, special recognition awards are beyond the competition awards. Those, for example, 100% attendance, creative potentials that they have shown, the seva that they have offered to the Mahavidyalaya, like this in various categories. Every year we give special recognition awards to students. So everything that you are going to do will be noted and it would be definitely recognized within the system of Mahavidyalaya. The next. So this is the report card, which some of our students are already holding, the previous year students. So this is the way the report card looks like. Actually, you can look into the report card closely. The first one is the Pata and the Ucharana. That is a chanting. Scores will be given for that. You have Tattva, Jnana, and Prayoga. That is the theory and application. Then Antarik Pariksha, that is the internal assessments. And then Antima Pariksha, that is the final term paper that you write. And Manana and Chintana is what where is all about writing these reflections in social media, particularly in Facebook and other threads. Now we have something which we I wanted to share to you all more than the Facebook. If you want to write comments in the blog spots, or we have developed a blog spot for students for to read their articles and write comments. So that is also space where you can write your reflections. And the last part is the Lekhana Rachana, which means the articles, whether any one article over this entire academic year was published, your article was published. If you have written something unique, prestigious, much less influence of AI with your own thoughts. For example, now the students will be writing essay competition will be happening. So some of their essays will be published and they will be getting special rewards and special marks in that particular segment. So this is the way the entire report card is actually structured. And every year, so based on the 2 years foundation, for example, if you're going to do very well, definitely you will be taken for the next levels of the Upasana. The next slide. So these are the steps in which the journey goes in actually, which is going to start on July 29 and it will end somewhere in the third week of May, actually, if you're going to come to the graduation ceremony. First is register for the academic year. Number two, attend regularly the classes. Number three, complete the assignments and assessments. Number four, participate in chanting and learning activities. And number five, contribute through seva and student activities wherever possible and based on your strengths and you know, strength and wisdom that you have. And number six, receive continuous evaluation. So this is the way it progresses, and ultimately it leads to what is called as graduating, or participating in that particular year annual ceremony, the Mahavidyalaya, where whatever you have learned, you can put it into practice. The next. So this is all about the graduation journey. So you see that the announcement will be given for the graduation ceremony much before in the end of December itself. We will be announcing the graduation ceremony so that you can plan your vacation, you can plan your ticketing and everything. Let me tell you, this year, excitingly, the graduation ceremony will be happening on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of the May. 99% these will be the dates. We will be confirming it. And ninth is the Akshaya Tritiya. So this is a weekend. 7, 8, and 9 is a weekend. And program will be happening, the graduation ceremony, the prize distributions will be happening on the Friday evening. Saturday, the whole day will be full of chanting, pujas, and everything that you have learned, you will be putting into practice. And Sunday will be a very beautiful Mahachandi Yajna will be happening. and that will be culminating by the end of the day, by evening. And then there is also something else coming up. I'm planning for some special live workshops. So it's because last year students asked that, like we should have something more rather than just going away. So we might have 1 or 2 days extended, and those who are interested, they can stay back to those live workshops. Otherwise, the program is for 7, 8, and 9 of in the month of May 2027 will be happening. More announcements will be coming on that all the because every learning is progressing towards that, because that's the way it is structured. So it's not that you simply keep learning and you don't have any space to practice it. You have a space to practice, and you will be respectfully received, and you will get a space to practice everything that you have learned. So graduation announcement, registration, and there is a kanike. Kanike means donation, because you will be coming for 3 days of stay, food, and your stay, and also all the samagri that is required for such a massive program. We collect some very minimal donation for conducting the program. So you give that registration kanike, and then the graduation orientation training will take place. Special training will also be given for the program actually, and then practical learning sessions will also be part of it. And then travel, logistics, everything we will discuss step by step. We will be discussing everything, accommodation and hospitality, and how the graduation ceremony will be conducted. And then it continues into further learning journey. So this is the way it happens in a very beautiful manner. The next. So a few important highlights from our graduation ceremony last year. So you can see that Tarunima got the Best Teacher Award last year for her continuous teaching excellence, and a few of our students receiving the report card. You can see that. And that the first picture is all about the graduation ceremony, and here it's all about the Chandi Homam, the Mahayagna that took place. All our students are beautifully dressed in thematic colors. On this last day, it was a red color, and students are sitting here to perform the Mahachandi Homam. This was on this Kalasha Stapana, the Kalasha Pujas and everything. You can see the group picture. And the third picture is all about the Titi Nitya Devi Sodasha Mahalakshmi Puja that we performed, with all our students performing and participating there. So if you want to go through those spaces, like from one space to the other, so receiving guidance and corrections is something very important in terms of how you are going to evolve in a very systematic step-by-step manner. So the role of seva is nothing but whatever expertise you have, or whatever we continuously, because we as a Vidyalaya, we are also a space where we perform a lot of Loka Kalyana Satkaryams in terms of the Upasana and everything. And wherever possible, however possible, you give your contribution to that, or you participate in that, or you offer your volunteer seva, so that this continues, because we are calling it as a Gurukula model. Gurukula should be taken care by the students actually. So that is the way it evolves, in a very selfless manner. So when there is a need for any volunteering, when there is a need for something, and when we approach the community, it is our dharmam to uphold the community, because unless if this community is not there, then this is not possible. So dhanam and dharmam is the foundation of the Mahavidyalaya, and that's the way we progress. So you should not think that when we are asking for some, we ask even if there is anything that we ask very, very little, and we also very transparently say that this is what we need, and beyond this we don't need. And you keep thinking there are hundreds, or then somebody will give, I give. So I've seen this happening, like let me learn comfortably. Everything is free here. So let me keep learning. So this kind, so the mindset, you see the mindset. So think about it. So if not, it's not always with money. It's also with your knowledge. It's also with your commitment. It's also with your physical self, that when we are conducting a program, you involve physically to do your expertise in doing work and everything. So because you contribute, so that you are a part of it, you feel that you are a part of it actually, when there is a need to contribute. you feel that you are a part of it and you do it actually. So we that way you feel genuinely committed towards actually, which is very important. So how the student grows in our Mahavidyalaya. Vidyārthi, Sevarthi, chanting, publications, project opportunities, faculty orient, they become faculties, they get trained, and then they become teaching faculties. And from there, as Devi takes them, they go to the different levels actually. So how is that we are sharing our commitment? Authentic spiritual education, dedicated faculty guidance, a disciplined learning environment, an opportunity to grow and serve. And every commitment of the Vidyārthi is sincerity and discipline, regular practices towards whatever they are learning, respect towards the teacher, the faculty, and the students, and walking the path continuously with humility and devotion, which is very important. So, these are a few FAQs that I have already written in the slides. If you miss a class, what will happen? Different time zone, doubt clarification, online learning, chanting responsibilities and assignments. You can go through this for yourself. You can read those from the YouTube because the recorded session will be available. So, so to wind up this, gratitude, commitment, guidance, and transformation is something very important. And we will focus on that as far as our Mahavidyalaya is concerned. And we will walk that particular path from day one until the end, which is a very important aspect of our Mahavidyalaya. So thank you so much, all of you. So all the very best in your learning and looking forward for you in your classroom spaces. And any doubts, if you have, I would like to open up to ask a few questions. You can write it in the chat box. I can write it for you. And I can take a few questions. Any questions? Okay, I can take up questions. Let me finish the Mangalam and let those who want to leave the meeting, they can leave after the Mangalam. And if they have any, if there are others who have questions, they can stay back for the questions. Let's do the Mangalam. ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते जयन्ती मङ्गला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा धात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 सर्वं श्रीचण्डी महालक्ष्मी अर्पणमस्तु तथास्तु. Thank you so much. Namaskaram. Śrī Mātre Namaḥ. Okay, this is